Hello friends, welcome to Towel Talks, where I share with you the thoughts that I had in the shower. I'm not in my usual spot today because someone is taking up the chair with his snoozing. I wanted to briefly share something that's been bothering me for a while, and finally I realized why. In the tarot community and any kind of metaphysical readings that you see online, people say, take what resonates and leave the rest. And I never liked that because it's kind of like a pick and choose, like you're shopping. And if you're finding the content and some of it makes sense to you and some of it works for you, but you don't understand what the rest is, then you shouldn't be picking and choosing. Like if you're sitting there wondering, why does only some of it make sense and why does the only other stuff kind of make sense? I used to do a lot of jigsaw puzzles on vacation with the family. And if you've ever done one of those really big jigsaw puzzles where it takes up an entire table, you know that particularly when you're doing it with other people, you work in sections. So one person's got that section over there, one person's got this section. Sometimes you break it up by the photo of what the puzzle's originally supposed to look like, or people just pick their section by the color. And within the community right now in particular, that's a lot more like what the readings are going to be like. So it's not that the parts that aren't speaking to you aren't for you. They're just not the ones that you need to worry about right now, because they're either the part somebody else is working on, they're adjacent to what you're working on, so they'll be relevant to you once you're finished with what you're doing. Or they could also just be definitely for what you're doing, you just can't figure out exactly where. Because when you are building and healing and entering a new space and entering a new timeline and entering this metaphysical existence, which is a weird way of phrasing it, but I'm struggling otherwise, so you have to do it piece by piece. And you have to put each individual piece where it fits. And if it doesn't fit, you try something else. So it's not that none of the pieces are for you. They're all for you, but they're also all for everyone else who's in this collective, who's working on this project together, who's working on this new paradigm together, this new world. So if you're thinking, how does this fit and why does it kind of make sense and why does it look familiar but not quite right? It's still for you. You just don't have to do anything with it right now. And I think that's a much better way of looking at it. Like, take what works right now. The rest of it can stay on the table until you're ready to try it or until somebody else figures out where it fits. You only have to worry about your section. But it's all good. So if you find a reading, if you find something that you feel that you were drawn to or that you think came across your existence, your notice for a particular reason, and you just can't fit some of it in, that's why. And don't worry about it, and just do each little piece as you can when it comes.